Welcome to Factorio Seablock. And if you don't know what Factorio Seablock is, well, you're about to find out. It's much like Minecraft Skyblock, so if you know what those are, well, you probably know what you're in for. So, let's get started with a new game. Leave everything just, default and press generate. And let's just close these. So, this is the Factorio free play as normal. And tab. And you notice we have a bit of a problem. Yeah. So this is Seablock. You get nothing to start with, and if we can't zoom much further out, but we can see there are other bits and pieces around. Some stuff here. Okay. And maybe some stuff over here somewhere. But we can't see that. So, well, we've got to get ourselves out of this. And we've been given a furnace and an ore crusher. Thankfully, it's not just that. Much like a Minecraft Skyblock, you have this home rock, and it happens to have stuff in it. So, if we just right-click and hold on that, we should get all the stuff we get to start with. And that's going to fill our inventory a little bit. So this is sort of the minimum we can get away with. I'm just going to put most of that in my inventory. The other things we want probably down here are the two types of stone pipe, maybe some lamps. We'll move that to there and then set that as a default slot. And then everything else so we can leave where it is, probably except for this, which is our supply of sand. We start off with 1k sand, which is like the landfill mod, or is the landfill mod. So if I press this, you'll see I get a patch of ground, and I can increase that with my numpad to get to a reasonable size. You can see as you can zoom out. So what can we really do here? Well, we can expand the island we're on. So we are a much larger island to start out with. Still nothing on it, but that's okay. So let's just go across here. And the really nice thing about Seablock, and of course like Minecraft Skyblock, is you get to keep the land really nice and ordered and laid out, unlike the natural obstacles that you normally get in Factorio. So if you sort of are a perfectionist, or you like that sort of idea, you may want to try this out. So I'm just going to create a big sort of square to start off with. And that will do. Remember, this is all we get. I've used over half of our supplies to get a big square. That is going to become more useful. So we're going to use some wind turbines, and I'm going to put them down at the... I probably want to go down, aren't I? Because there is some stuff down there we probably want to go to eventually, and across here. And these are biter islands, so we're going to get to those eventually. But we're probably safe unless the biters can swim. I really hope they can't. So let's put our wind turbines down at the top. I can't put it right on the shore, so let's put a few of them across. Say 6. And then we should be able to get close enough to link them together like this. Yeah, that will do. And now we've got a source of power. We're not using anything, unfortunately, but we've got a source of power. So what do we go from here? We need to build some stuff, and this mod pack, and if you want to know, the description's in the, sorry, not the description, the link to the mod pack's in the description below. You can download the entire pack all at once. I've only installed a few extra mods on top, and that's even distribution and long reach, just for convenience sake. Other than that, it's all just the mod pack, so really simple for you to install. If you've got a Steam version, you can obviously get the zip version of Factorio from the Factorio website itself by linking the accounts, and then you can keep this separate to your regular kind of Factorio if you want to. Entirely up to you, of course. So, what can we make? We're given a few options. You'll notice at the top right it says crushed steratite. So in order to actually get any research done, we have to go through this. And this will then give us lots of different things we can make. Copper, algae farms, and we're going to have to be using algae, which is quite different from my Angels and Bobs playthrough on the channel. So let's get started, shall we? We need to build a few bits and pieces. One, we need a crystallizer, so we can build one of those. We're going to also need an electrolyzer, build one of those, a couple of flare stacks, and a liquefier, I want to say. So let's get all of those on the go. And we're also going to need some wood pellets. We have no trees here, remember? We can get infinite numbers, but this is going to be handcrafted to start with. So that means it's going to take a while. It needs to forage for cellulose fiber and then make that into wood pellets. So we're not going to have much. You can see how slow it is at the moment down there. So we're going to be using that as the replacement for coal to start off with. We can just forage for dead plant material in essence. Okay, while we're doing that, one more thing. I want a pump. So with an offshore pump, and I'll probably have to cancel this one and this one and this one. An offshore pump will let us, there we go, will let us pump on water, just like we would normally do. And you can, as you can see, we can choose wherever to put this. It's going to form the basis of our extraction of materials. So if I just put it there for now, and I press Control E, we get FNEI, which is much like NEI that I've shown you in the Angels and Mobs series. So FNEI as such, we can search for water. And then right click on water, and we can see what we get out of it. So there's 74 pages of stuff we can get that includes water. But this first page is the most important. First page is the most important because we're going to need to use it to make slag. And slag will allow for further processing. We also get some oxygen and hydrogen, which we can just vent for now. That's what the flare stacks are for. And then, if we can get some crushed stone and water, we can make mineralized water, which we can get saphirite and stereotype from in a crystallizer. So let's start that up, shall we? It's going to be the, I want to say the electrolyzer first. Let me just actually put one pipe in the way. And that should do, just to space this out, because we're going to need more than one place for that water to flow to. And there it is. So let's just grab the electrolyzer. Put it wherever, but there will do. We're going to choose this recipe. It's going to give us slag, oxygen, and hydrogen. And of course, we have power available here. We've got some demand for the power now, and this is going up. So we're going to start seeing slag here in a second. There it is, and we need some oxygen and hydrogen, or some way to get rid of it, which is fine. I already made 2 flare stacks. Rotate those. Let's just get rid of all of it for now. And we can just run a power cable. That's slightly annoying. That's I want that to be a little bit closer. Let me just actually run it this way. There we go. That should do. Okay, so we're flaring off the oxygen and the hydrogen, and we're starting to pick up slag. Unfortunately, we don't have any kind of inserters. None at all. So we're going to have to cope with Adam for now. Now, we were given a burner ore crusher. So if we have that, and we'll leave a space just as and when we get inserters, that's going to need fuel. So for fuel, we're going to need that infinite wood pellets. And we can pick a couple up, place them in. So it's got fuel, and we can use the recipe. In this case, crushed stone. So we can take slag out of there, Control left click, and press Shift C, and it'll well, in my case, even distribution mod will put the stuff into this. Or you can just pick it out of your inventory and then, you know, Control left click or something like that. Perfectly fine either way. So we're going to get crushed stone out of this. And we're going to have to, unfortunately, keep on transferring that until things are working more automatically. So we've got crushed stone. And now is it the crystallizer next? Well, we're about to find out. Let me just double check. No, mineralized water next, isn't it? So where is my other machine? Liquefier. So something along the lines of this. Liquefier, we're going to choose mineralized water recipe. It's going to take crushed stone, which is going to be coming from here, obviously, and water, which is going to be coming from here. So let's just take some, let me just take this water out a few blocks first. And then, this is probably a waste actually. Let me just do it with just the regular pipe work. I have got the squeak through mod, so let me get through there. Again, that's another convenience mod, just helps when you're doing this sort of thing. And there we go. So we've got powered. We've got everything but crushed stone, but we've got crushed stone in my inventory. Yes, let's put that in there, and we should get mineralized water out. Yeah, mineralized water. So next stage on, we've got to go from there, and maybe we better put it like this so we connect it just in case we need to scale up. And that will do for this. And we choose this. Okay, so now we're going to get a couple of different ores out of this. We still don't have any way to get that automatically, but let's just put some lights in. Yeah. They're a bit... are we running out of power? Ooh, we're not great on power, so let's put more of these wind turbines in. And let's connect them up. Yeah, they're going to vary a little bit. It would be nice if we had some way of storing the power, but we don't yet, I don't think. So that will do for now. And have we got stuff out? Well, we've got one piece of steratite. So technically, I guess we can crush the steratite. We can just make another crusher, or indeed, we can just change this recipe to steratite crushing and push that in. And do I need more than one? I need 2. Okay, so we can't actually do that just yet. Let's just switch this back. Grab it out of there, push it in here. And then we'll grab that crushed stone and put it in here to get, to get more ore out. Okay, so we've got a 3 steratite now, so I guess we can fulfill this first thing. So we just need to push that in, and we will get crushed steratite out. Get rid of that recipe for a second. Let's go back to crushed stone, and we can obviously just put that through. And our first research is done. Basic circuit board is next, I assume. Research. We need 1 basic circuit board. All right, so basic circuit boards then. Okay, so a basic circuit board doesn't look hard, but it's a fairly long process. We're going to have to make a few more things in addition to this sort of setup. So let's start with that. Let's look at it first of all. So down in here, we've got the basic circuit board. It needs a wooden board and copper cable. Copper cable is in here. Comes copper plate. Copper plate comes from crushed steratite. So we already know we can make that. But of course, this will actually come out of a furnace. So we have a furnace, and let's line this up so that, once we get inserters, we're able to do that. And can we get anything out of this just yet? So we're going to need another burner first, aren't we? We need crushed first rather than just that. Can we make another burner or crusher? Let me just type in crush. We can. Let's make one. And then we'll hook that up to the furnace eventually, hopefully. There we go, and put our furnace down here. These, of course, are still going to need wood, so let's just make a few more bits of that infinite resource we can forage from anywhere. Where did you go? There we go, just put 3 on for now. And let's just make sure I am keeping everything here up and running. Okay, so crushed into that, and that will go into a box, I would imagine. Let's just make 1 box at the end of that, and we'll have copper plate. So that's copper taken care of, which will then go into copper cable. But then we've got to deal with wooden boards with no wood. Now you might think, well, you can already forage up some wood pellets. You could just compress that somehow. It doesn't seem like they want us to do that. So here's a wooden board. It takes 2 paper. Paper comes from cellulose pulp. Pulp comes from alginic acid and cellulose fiber. And cellulose fiber, well, we can currently just forage, but we'll probably have to do something else later. Alginic acid comes from brown algae, and brown algae comes from saline. And saline comes from a hydro plant. So we're going to need to make a hydro plant. That will give us two things out. It will give us some saline, and it will give us some purified water. So that may well be useful elsewhere, but we're going to make that up. And our last set of wood pellets is coming through, so I can press Shift C and it will go to all three of these. And here we go. So that's going to be quite large. I think I'm going to want to use up more of my rapidly dwindling sand supply. 293. Okay, so hydro plant is going to go here. And yes, it is a little bit, it's going to be huge by comparison. I guess we're going to have to put it there. Not much option at the moment. We can hook that up with power. And again, just use the base iron pipes to connect it up. With that, we can tell it to purify water. And we should get two outputs. Now, which ones are the outputs? The darker one is the mineral water. The top one's a saline, I think. So let's just put that down for a second. We should be able to see that. Yes, so saline water. Okay, so saline, we're going to have to turn it into brown algae, and that is made in a machine that I can't see there. So let's just have a look here. Algae farm. So do we already have that? I really hope so. Yes, we do. Algae farm Mark 1. Let's make one of each of these just to make sure I'm not going to run out. And we may have to make a clarifier to get... Oh, wow, that's another large one. Why can't I rotate it? Oh, right, there's two inputs on left and right. Let's put it down. Let's see what it wants. It just wants saline water, so we can just hook that up for now. And then let's hook this up this way. Yeah, that'll connect. And what else do you need? This is the current recipe. Oh, it just needs more saline, which is probably getting blocked by the fact that this has no output for this purified water. We could tank it, or I think there's a clarifier. Yeah, clarifier will void water. And again, I'm probably going to have to use up some more of my sand. So let's just put those two down. Don't want to use up too much of it. And we will pipe the water this way for now. That also takes power. There we go. All right, so now the algae should start production. It is, and that's going to be slow. Is that because we're out of power again, or is low on power? Yes, it is. So again, I'm just going to extend out this way now, and we'll put some more turbines down and connect them up. We're still not. We're still not producing enough. What we may have to do is have a better layout of these wind turbines. Probably introduce gaps and then have, you know, vertical lines of them. We've been given quite a lot of them. I've got 102 left, so everything is quite slow at the moment. Why don't we just put just a couple of pieces of land there, down to 41, and then let's see if we can connect this up if we go this way. Let's just make sure, yeah, that's the minimum size. And if we then just put our power poles here, can we make it? No, that's annoying. We can once we get better power poles, but for now we can't connect to both rows. So I'm going to have to make rows of these things, I think, which will be fine. I will just put them like this instead. And we will connect everything up like that. Put these this side. In fact, no, we need to move those over by one now. It's about as close as we can make it. With 3 connected and maybe 4 connected that way. It'll do us for now. And then we just run the same thing on this side for each one. And then just run our power poles back up again. Yeah, that seems to work. We'll redo it later. How's our satisfaction coming? It's getting better. Let me put some more of these out and we'll do it off camera. Okay, so I should be able to just handcraft some of this, I think. That's not enough ingredients. Cellulose pulp. Okay. We should be able to make some of this, which should let me make some of that, which should let me make some of this. Maybe it just won't queue, or maybe it needs to be made in a certain building. In any case, the algae is being made now. And can I get any stuff out of this still? Yes, I can. And that gives me some crushed stone. So we may be able to loop this back in eventually. And there we should be able to make our first copper plate. Seems quite a lot of effort for our first copper plate, but we've got 2 copper plate now. That is good. And that does mean we should be able to queue up copper cable. Yeah, we should be able to make 2 of it. And what's the recipe for the basic circuit board again? We need 3. Of course we need more. So the wooden board should be fine. And there goes the cellulose. So let's wait for my handcraft to finish and then we'll get into making the wooden board. Well, there we go, handcrafting complete. So we can just choose to make a wooden board. Assuming yeah, there we go. And we can then make a basic circuit board, which should unlock, hopefully, this research. There we go, basic circuit board finished, press T. And now it's going to give us wood processing. So presumably that's a better way of making cellulose fiber. Yeah, we can make it from green algae, wood bricks, some small electric poles, and our first lab. Okay, so we just need to make green algae for that. Let's research that. And let's have a look for green algae. Green. We need mineralized water and carbon dioxide. Okay, mineralized water we've already got, haven't we? Isn't that what we're using down here somewhere? Got a feeling that should be mineralized water. Let's take a look. Yep, that's mineralized water. We just need carbon dioxide, which we can get from wood pellets, but that's manual. Is there any way of getting that with anything else that we have so far? Charcoal, no. No. Okay, that's going to be wood pellets being done manually, and then we need a liquefier for that. So, can we still make a liquefier? Or another liquefier? Yes, we can. We just need bits and pieces that we have. So let me just make another one of those. And I'm going to have handcraft more, aren't I? So that should be okay. Although this is going to have to supply... we may want a separate input for this because there's obviously lots of water going in. And it's just short of crushed stone, that's why. Yeah, so it's possible we could pull stuff out of this. It's limited by crushed stone at the moment, not by water. So we'd have to send a pipe this way. So let's get rid of this. And thankfully things are not short. And we'd have to go this way, wouldn't we? We'll see what we need to do for that in a second. So liquefier, let's just put it here for now. And we need carbon dioxide. Actually, that's a good point. Green algae. Oh, it's just mineralized water, isn't it? So we need that to make green algae, which is in an algae farm, not this. So that is fine. We need that, so in turn, to make carbon dioxide from just wood pellets. So it's just going to be a manual machine next to our algae farm. So we're going to need another one of those. And they're absolutely huge. Yep. So just like this one, basically. Ouch. All right, so let's put it maybe here and see if that will work. What do I want my inputs? Let me just put this here first. Give me some space. And then here we'll put that input. And then we can connect the network that way. Algae and mineralized water is this way, so we can just do this and then finally use up some of these pipe to grounds. There we go. Are you feeding any of this in yet? Carbon dioxide, we need to sell it here. That will work fine. We just need some more wood pellets. So I'm going to craft those manually, and then we should be able to get green algae out of this, which then should fulfill this wood processing node. And there it goes. The algae is nicely being produced now. Again, still having to do everything manually. But that hopefully should change in the next episode. And we're coming up on that time again, unfortunately, where we need to finish off this. So let me just go around here and drop the stuff that we want in various places. There we go. So more copper cable, more copper plate being made, I should say. And let's just make sure we're picking up our brown algae and our green algae. And there is the research node. And our next one is us having to build electromagnetism lab. Does that get us an inserter? No. Gets us electric mining drill. Not sure how that's going to be so useful. However, we'll have to see next episode. That would get us more traditional steam power, but we'd have to get wood for that. And is wood available in here? How would we make that? Wood bricks from wood pellets. Wood pellets. We need to make some other way. So I will leave it there. I think that's a good first episode. We've got from nothing to brown and green algae. We've even got copper going. We've got ore going, or at least we need to scale that up. But we're going to have to scale up the power. And for that, I'm going to need more sand, I think, to make essentially more landfill. And we can do that with just crushed stone. So I can just basically take a load of this, make more sand. But that does take, well, it's pretty quick. But it doesn't produce a whole bunch. There we got 12 and 5. And remember, we started off with 1,000 and it only made this amount. So we're going to have to automate that as well. Hopefully you like this series. If you don't, or even if you do, let me know in the comments below. Feel free to like, subscribe, like, subscribe, and share as normal. And as always, guys, thanks for watching.